a very good friend of mine, you guys better laugh. If you don't, or else. Even if you don't find it funny, laugh, please. Faizan?
So I will probably get sued for this, but my office, like the name for my office, the official name is called Circumference. So I'm an architect and my office is Circumference. So when I got my job, this is the first job after I graduated. So I was really excited. I go home, I'm like, Ammi Sunday, I got a job, and like, you know, like I'm an architect now. And she's like, really, where are you working? And I'm like, Circumference. She's like, Circum what? I'm sure all of you work, except for you because you look useless. But most of you work, yeah? The most classic member of my office is the receptionist. Now, why I brought her up in the last in the lineup is because she's never on time. She's supposed to be there as a receptionist. So you will know an hour later after you reach your office that she has arrived because she'll be on the phone. She's always on the phone. So you'd hear like, दूर से conversation हो रही है, so you're sitting there and आवाज़ें आ रही होती हैं. अच्छा चलो मैं ऑफिस पहुंच गया तो मैं बाद में फ़ोन करती हूँ, ठीक है ना? And while this is going on, she just enters the student. She's like, आ गए हैं आप सारे, चलें ठीक है, कोई मसला हुआ तो मैं डेस्क पे बैठी होंगी, सर आए तो मुझे बता देना. And she has this monotone of speech, so it's like रटी हुई लाइन है ना. ये कर लिया मैंने, उसके बाद मैं ये करूँगी और फिर ठीक है ना, मेरा फ़ोन आया हुआ है तो सर को कह देना, मुझे सर आ गए तो मुझे भी बता देना, फिर मैं भी हैंग अप कर दूँगी तो तुम लोग ये कर लो. She can go on for hours. And okay, so she's one of those who have, she's always chewing gum, which is really annoying because going on. She comes in and then she'll be in the studio talking to us. कि अच्छा तो sir ये कह रहे थे, एक मिनट रुको, because you'd hear like a and that's her ringtone. Like, why can't you have a fancy ringtone? I have a Pink Panther tune, and like even the cheapest people like you, for example, have nice ringtones, you know, that are not insufferable for the ears. So hers like, and then she'd pick up and be like, क्या मसला है? मैंने बताया ना मैं ऑफिस में हूँ, मुझसे ना बात करो, अब तुम्हारा दोबारा फोन किया ना तो मैं बॉयफ्रेंड से बात करा दूंगी. And she'll like slam her phone down. She'll be like, कोई prank caller था. If it's a prank caller, why are you answering, right? So 2 seconds later, the phone again goes like, she's like, oh, फोन तुम समझते नहीं हो ना? ये लो बात करो. बात करें ना आप. So then, you know, like 1 out of 5 times, like after 5 times, she'd be like, क्या मसला है? And I'm like, okay, it's that stupid prank caller again. Turns out, no, it's one of her friends. She's like, हाँ, तुम्हारा जो दर्जी है ना, वो इतना चोर का बच्चा है, मैंने जो कल No, you have to listen to this. मैंने जो कल टैक्सी का किराया देख के 400 की लैस ली थी ना पिंडी से, वो इतनी चौड़ी वाली, वो इसने चोरी कर लिया, वो घुमा दिया और मेरा जोड़ा नहीं बन रहा.
A matrimonial pitch while you're on the plane from the woman right next to you, while you're on the window seat. Where do you go? You can't go anywhere. You have to confront the situation. But now what's really funny is, this matrimonial pitch starts with, तो आप कहाँ जा रही हैं? वहीं पे शायद जिधर आप भी जा, मतलब एक ही जगह जा रहे हैं ना ये? हाँ हाँ, अच्छा अच्छा. तो मेरे ना बेटे, मैं तो अपने छोटे वाले बेटे के पास जा रही हूँ, वो ना 27 का है, और जो बड़ा वाला है ना वो 28 का है. उसके पास से मैं आ रही हूँ, तो मैं छोटे वाले के पास जा रही हूँ और मैं बड़े वाले के पास थी. तो मैं ना अब बेटियाँ ढूंढ रही हूँ दोनों की, मतलब उनके लिए नहीं, मतलब मैं अपने लिए बेटी, मतलब उनके लिए ना, आप समझ गई ना जी. तो आप कितनी बड़ी हैं? 27. बिल्कुल नहीं लगती, माशाल्लाह, मतलब इतनी छोटी सी लगती. मैं तो कभी ना कह सकती 27. अच्छा, तो आपकी शादी होगी? And now, you know, just for fun, I said, नहीं, लेकिन होने वाली है. ओह, अच्छा, चलें, इंशाल्लाह, आपका ना मुकद्दर अच्छा करे अल्लाह. तो फिर तो आपको डिटेल में बताने की ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. Sorry. And now in 5 minutes, the rest of my flight was without any passenger on the next seat. And later, when I just happened to, you know, sort of now, I'm thinking this lady's gone up to the, you know, lavatory and she's clearly having a really hard time or something, or she's fainted, or God forbid, something's happened. So I thought I'll ask one of the, you know, crew members that, you know, can you check up on this lady? She just left and she hasn't come back. I mean, it's been a good 15, 20 minutes. Where does one go in a plane? And, you know, In a while, I mean, I get up after a while and I see that she is now in the front aisle with another young lady and she's chatting away. And I'm just like, wow. Now, so that's commitment, you know. I mean, if you think your moms are worried about you getting married, always keep that analogy in mind. जहाज तक भी ढूंढा उन्होंने अपनी बहू को बहू ही हो गई वो बेचारी वैसे. I don't know why this always happens, but whenever you have guests over at your place, your parents, well, you know, other than the whole trolley duty that, you know, girls have to do, and by God, I don't know how many generations it will take to get rid of that trolley. I mean, the age will become digital, लेकिन trolley वैसी रहेगी. Set भी वैसी करनी है. बेटा, सामने लाके pieces करो उसके. खुद नहीं कर सकते वो. यहाँ से उठानी है plate. ले ले वहाँ पे. नहीं. Self service का तो concept ही नहीं है ना पाकिस्तान में basically. सब कुछ करके दो बेटा नवाले बना के दो यही रह गया बस. Anyway, but it gets worse. Then your parents have to ask you to bring something that they themselves finished a night ago. How do you tell that in front of everybody else? They're like, बेटा ये क्या लेके आ गई? वो खीर लेके आओ ना जो फ्रिज में पड़ी हुई. इतनी मजे की मैं खीर लेके आया हूँ उस दिन. लेके आओ बेटा लेके आओ. कुछ करते ये देखे मैं क्या लेके आए. खीर कहा था मैंने बेटा बर्फी लेके आई हूँ. भाई ये बच्चे भी खीर लेके आओ. नहीं है खत्म हो गया. क्या आपने खत्म कर दी थी कल रात को. अच्छा ओह हाँ चलो बेटा तो बर्फी इतनी सी लेके आओ और लेके आओ वहाँ से पीछे और क्या पड़ा हुआ है वो भी केले भी ले आओ चलो वो अच्छा तो आप बताएं ना और क्या हो रहा है आज. And you're just really, why do you have to do it every freaking time? Like, you know, you have to ask for something that's not there in the house.
I'm going to encourage some audience participation just to get you guys warmed up first, and to give a thank you to Kuch Khaas for hosting this event. So when I say Kuch, I'd like you to say Khaas. We're going to do it twice, okay? Ready? Kuch! Kuch! And this right here is exactly why we've been under a dictatorship for 75 years. Hashtag democracy, Pakistan, get it together. So I recently came back from the US. I was reading law there. And my first stop was in Lahore. And my father was like, what do you want to do? Welcome back. Kya karna hai? And I was like, well, I want to go to Gawal Mandi. And I've been living off American, like, high-protein, quinoa and kale vegetarian shit for 7-8 years. So you go to Gawal Mandi, and the next week was like this. Because I couldn't control my stool. Some of you may have noticed that was a pun. And before I came here, one of my friends opened this pizza parlor, New York, Manhattan Bites, New York Bites, some shit, I don't know the name. But he's like, hey, what? No, I think it's Manhattan Bites, it just opened last week. So he goes, come be a driver. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I would rather be a driver for a pizza parlor than be a stand-up comic. Because no one, like, you can deliver the pizza any way you want, and people are still happy. You can take, you know, the onions off a bad pizza. You can't take the onions off a bad joke because it stinks. My stylist says that I have a certain bone structure, which when coupled with my maxillary muscles and my zygoma, gives me a permanently scowling neutral expression. And I've been this way for 25 years, so I don't have a problem. But in Pakistan, people have a problem. So I'll be sitting there just hanging out, just at a wedding, and an auntie comes running over. Anyone speak Pashto here? Okay, my family's Pathan. So they say, Bache soushu, beta kya hua? And I'm like, nothing. And then she turns and tries to be clever. You know, it takes more energy to frown than it does to smile. And I'm like, well, you know, it takes more energy to point that out than to leave me the hell alone.